drippy drop. Friends, it's another week. And look who's on the cover.
Whoa!
Yeah, we love a good Kagurabachi.
Look at him.
Has Hakuri's hair, is it white? Is that the canon color? I don't think I've thought about it.
Have we seen
it was,
any other colors?
Colored in a color spread, I think.
In my mind, he's a blondie. Didn't realize he was platinum.
That's what I
thought
would
he was
guess
like
as well.
platinum
but,
or white.
I swear there was a color page in like a couple chapters ago. But
I'm not arguing it. I don't remember it. And now that I'm looking at him, I'm just in my head. I've always given him yellow hair.
In my mind, I totally don't even consider Chihiro having red eyes, even though that has also been seen, I think, multiple times. I don't think about that.
I think his teleport friend is blonde.
Yes, Mr.
I don't know if that's confirmed anywhere.
Yeah, Mr. Sheba's blonde, I think.
Okay, I could believe that.
We've seen that.
I also basically I think probably because of Super Saiyans, if someone's hair isn't black in a manga, I assume it is like a gold and yellow.
Yeah, I'm looking back through previous chapters, and the color spreads are definitely showing him with white hair.
And if it's like got, like a shade of like gray on it, then it's like a brown or a red.
What chapter has
like
it?
your Captain Kids.
Like 45 or something?
I looked at 40, what was it, 42?
Okay, yeah. No, it would be...
Or 44? I think it's 44.
44, 40. Yes.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay.
I saw
Okay, yeah, and he is...
There we go, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So he's got the
now we
white
know
hair.
now we know he's a silver-haired young lad.
Mm-hmm.
I've never met someone who had that color hair in their youth.
I have, and it's very cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, I got no problems with it. I think it looks cool.
Yeah.
Just
She
never seen it.
had platinum blonde hair, and I thought it was really fucking rad.
Dude,
That's anime.
The lady who works at the shelter has or runs the shelter has the like rogue hair where it's just black and white, like super
the
peppered.
rogue hair, yeah.
But she's had it since she was 14 and felt embarrassed till like 5 years ago. She was like done with box dyeing it.
Oh,
because like she would just do that forever. But she was like, I'm done with it. I'm like almost 40. I can look like this. I was like, dude, I wish I could do that now.
Would have been
I
the
paid
coolest
like
thing to do naturally.
$600 to get my hair looking white.
And yeah, I hair dyes are fun. Anime got it right. Our society is still evolving to accept it.
Mm-hmm.
I frosted my tips in junior high. I was always down to clown with hair color.
frosted tips and pronouns, Grant. All right.
There we go. That was me, baby.
That's all you need.
What do you guys want to do first for the weekly breakdown? I feel like
I mean, we're kind of already on Kagurabachi.
Yeah, we could start with Kagurabachi
Plus,
if you want.
We've got some good news for Kagurabachi. Let's offer some congratulations. It has won an award for the 2024 Next Manga Awards, which I think is the big yearly award thing.
Congratulations, Kagurabachi!
Is that a Japan Shonen Jump award, or is that something that happened at a con around here?
I don't think it's Shonen Jump specifically. I think it's like across manga. I don't know who exactly runs it, but I think that's like, if there is one big awards thing, I think it is the Next Manga Awards.
That sounds right. So, what was the award title?
It just got first place for the comics division.
Yeah,
there's like
Savior
comics
of
and
Shonen
web
Jump.
comics.
That's what we were saying.
Boom, boom.
That's
right
what we
here.
were saying. We called it
award-winning manga, Kagurabachi.
I don't know. Ben retweeted a real good one earlier.
I mean, it does seem like it could be the new hero.
I'm pulling it up right now. A new beast breast milking fantasy, Milk Hunter Isekai Milking Chronicles.
That's gonna save Shonen Jump.
Yeah,
that's going to solve the manga crisis. That we're
and the
all
quote
under.
tweet with it is, "Could this be the next Jujutsu Kaisen?" That's why we retweeted it. Which it very well could be.
It could.
You never know.
You know,
it could steal the show.
Jujutsu Kaisen started off with them at like the little paranormal club or whatever. You can go anywhere from any place. Okay.
Exactly. All it takes is just a powerful storyteller who can come up with such a great idea as that. So I
made a
believe in them.
binding vow with my no, I have a and they have to fight like Louis Pasteur was like the first of this like milk-based sorcery, and they found out that like, oh no,
Pasteur-sama, please.
You don't understand. By imbibing it. And then you got the people who are like all drinking it raw and like dying and shit because they are the elites who know that if you drink the unfiltered milk that has all the magic juice still in it.
Ooh, okay, I can see that.
And then
only
we flash
the royal
back.
family can drink pure milk and live.
Everybody always asked who was the first guy to drink milk from a cow, who was the brave soul, and we like flash back like 5 million years, and it was some time traveling magic wizard.
A time traveling Louis Pasteur. No, you don't understand. Please, you could drink it like this.
Kagurabachi is starting.
Kagurabachi, though.
Oh, which also I wanted to bring up.
They like officially name dropped the arc or something on Twitter.
Not only did they name drop the arc on Twitter,
Also on the cover spread, yeah.
It's on the cover spread, and they had I saw on my Twitter a promoted tweet promoting Kagurabachi, and I was like, wow.
You made
Hell
it, babe.
yeah.
You finally did it. It took you 47 chapters, but people will finally realize
Promoted
that you're rad.
tweets proving
Now-
that it's the real deal.
Hey
Going
man,
back
it's
to
got an
the-
anime announcement before it hit 50, so that's big.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, going back to the idea we had where it's like, oh, this is going too quickly. It's going to end so soon. I'm getting the idea that Shonen Jump probably is going to really push the artist to add more story to this if it's being promoted this much.
Yeah, like if this is like, as we said, the Shonen Jump savior, is it gonna pull a thing where it's like, well, everything brought up, or you could just have ended Dragon Ball at Cell Games, but fuck, we're running out, man. We gotta go.
Look at this, man. Look at how fast these comics is selling. You can't stop now. You'd be crazy. You're leaving money on the table.
There's a secret magic wizard, and he's been here the whole time.
Thank you for gathering all of the enchanted blades for me, your father. Dun, 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 dun. And then he teleports away. But now you're going to have to find the 30 pieces of the other blades I created.
Yeah, one of the blades gets shattered into 100 pieces, and they have to venture around the world.
Gotta glue all those shards back together, Chihiro. You'll figure it out.
Yeah, so I think like that is a very common trend. Like, I think that's the reason Naruto's final fight went on so long in the manga. I think that's the reason My Hero's final fight went on so long as well. There's, from what I understand from my very vague knowledge, and granted, a lot of it comes from a manga called Bakuman, which isn't 100% reliable with the facts, but just kind of like the feeling, the vibe of Shonen Jump. Editors are always encouraging their popular series to keep going for as long as possible. And getting a ending earlier and the ending you want as soon as you can get to it is like a rare reward for a mangaka. It's very rare circumstance.
You got to be successful enough that they'll let you keep writing your comic, but not so successful that they're going to demand you stretch
on
it
your terms.
Yeah.
Or you have to have some sort of leverage. It's like, okay, I can make this thing bomb if I don't know. Not necessarily that. I don't think anyone would actually do that.
I love the idea of that, like a mangaka holding their story hostage. Like, do you understand how quickly I could turn the fans on this?
Good luck selling any merchandise after they all say their powers are based on slurs.
Asher, if you're still listening, stop hitting the wall.
But I've been but the happy ending for Bakuman is that they get to end their series, and it's made by the Death Note guys, right? The writer and the artist. And so everything is very based on their own experiences. And so the final manga they make in the story is clearly a Death Note thing, except their happy ending is that they get to end it after only 7-ish volumes, which is ironically exactly where Death Note started to fall off because it was presumably encouraged to be extended beyond its lifespan.
Says you! Last half screwed. I love it. But yeah, you really think Bakuman, the thing that is in Shonen Jump, is going to be the tell-all of Shonen Jump's inner workings?
Surely this will be the whitewash, sugar-coated
that's why
version.
that's why I always preface it with this is where I get it from, and it's just a vibe. It's just like it's kind of like the day-to-day struggles, but none of the information they give can necessarily be concrete. So I think in general, it is fair to assume that at least the editors are always pushing manga to continue their stories if they're successful.
I believe it though. It definitely feels like that for a ton of things, and like especially like a lot of Dragon Ball stuff. Like that has just flat out been said that was the case. And so anything
like
following that just makes
business
sense.
move.
Yeah.
And I've heard stories about how, like, when Naruto ended, they wouldn't put Naruto on the front cover of that week's magazine, and Oda had to, like, or Oda felt the need to put Naruto on his own chapter cover to protest it. And the reason Shonen Jump would not have done that is probably because Kishimoto ended it before they wanted him to.
700 chapters!
What? Too
but
early.
It's still making money. That's not enough.
They roped him into Boruto.
That was probably it. They were like, "Okay, hear me out. You want more of this shit? I ain't working on it. You're gonna get my
kids
guy.
And I'm out of here.
You're gonna get my friend who drew all the shadow clones, and he's gonna do a thing. He's great. You'll love it. I'm gonna do my own thing.
Look, you'll get my 8 samurai or whatever the hell I called it. I'll give you a clean 40 chapters out of that, and I'm out.
But you know what? I'm in
Kagurabachi.
I'm in Kagurabachi.
Fever.
Yeah.
You are? You're in Kagurabachi cameo appearance by?
Yeah,
That
look.
is right there
Wow,
on page
there
4.
he is.
There's me. Oh, hold on. We got a dub Z right there.
Oh yeah, double page spread.
Ooh.
So yeah, I think that's why Kagurabachi's on the cover of Viz and all that, is because it's just got the award. It's celebrating.
Wow.
Hey, that's awesome.
Now you're
Deserved.
worth marketing.
Yeah, now we can trust you. Now
That's still so early for the series, though. It's
It
incredible.
really is. It is shockingly early. All
Like
things
it's been
considered.
going. It's got less than 50 chapters, so it's been going for like a year, maybe.
Yeah.
How many covers has it had?
don't know.
I wonder.
Like,
I
it
don't
probably had one on its debut.
I want to say it had one on its debut and then one on the Sojo fight, or like right after that, I think.
Yeah, I think there was one either like at that point or around there. I feel like we started on a good cover shot for one of these one of these ready or nots.
I'm looking through the 2024 covers, and I haven't seen Kagurabachi yet, but I'm just scrolling through.
Uh-oh.
The One Piece is on there a lot.
Oh.
There's a
I do like that
Sakamoto
One Piece
Days.
was there when My Hero died.
Yeah.
Didn't
It got like My Hero's ending got like they got a cover for like 2 weeks before it ended, and that was kind of like the one.
The foreshadowing.
Yeah, I'm not seeing Kagurabachi much on here though. That's interesting.
Dang.
Because it isn't real until it wins an award.
Yeah, still can't treat it with the respect it deserves.
Okay, it's for the very newest one, issue 40 of 2024. It's on the cover for that, but I don't see anything else from 2024 that has it.
Damn.
Man,
Kagurabachi get no respect.
come on.
you said it was Sakamoto Days in One Piece?
That's just the two I recognize while scrolling through them. They had other stuff going on.
Probably a bunch of news little things that popped up, like that kid
Some
with the
Jujutsu
helmet or whatever.
Kaisens and all that. But yeah, for the actual chapter though, we've officially started the arc proper.
Mm-hmm.
The arc begins. We're meeting the owner of the enchanted blade, Kumayuri. What's that roughly translate to? We had Cloud
Lily
Gouger
Sprout?
earlier,
Why are
so
you doing this to me?
I looked it up, and someone on Reddit was like Lily Sprout, maybe?
okay.
See what I'd believe that.
I want to see if we can guess what its power is, but I
I-
have no functioning knowledge of Japanese, so I have no idea. It could mean anything. You could tell me anything, and I'd have to believe you.
I'd have to see the Japanese version to know for sure. There's just so
Yeah.
many kanji, and you can read them so many fucking ways.
Mm.
Yeah. Well,
At least from what I'm seeing. Here, I'll post a screenshot in our little common mouth talk.
great chat. name.
Someone in chat saying Kume meaning friend and Yuri meaning ship, as in friendship.
Ooh, okay. I think I like that. That seems like
A sword of friendship, sword that brings friends together.
Okay, so the first kanji for it has a bunch of lines and then like two to three lines. And the second kanji for it has the kind of just stick with a couple of crosses marks in it, and then a bunch more lines.
Another breakdown I'm seeing is like it could mean it's like the first one is alcohol pouring, like pouring alcohol for somebody, and the second is to shake or vibrate.
Yeah, one of those is the
Okay,
alcohol.
so a shaky pouring alcohol.
Like pouring alcohol for someone like for a grave, or pouring alcohol is in like the kind
Alcohol
of
for a
friendship.
To
friend,
pour.
and it's the friendship blade.
Okay.
You have 3 things. What do you do with your friends? You get plastered. You
True.
get
Drink.
high.
You shake.
You play games.
You sprout lilies.
And you plant flowers.
Okay, so I think we figured it out.
Of friendship. Okay, so this is the friendship sword. Got it. Understood.
Everyone you cut becomes your friend, or it can only cut your friends.
Oh my god.
Hive mind sword.
We just had Jujutsu Kaisen do a talk no jutsu. Are we going to get that again? I use this friendship sword.
Yeah, when he cuts into you, you wake up and it's snack time, and he's
eating fucking
Dongo together in the middle of the fight.
And then we're going to flash all the way back, and it's going to be like, don't you remember when I made that thought form subspace construct? That was my hidden 4th power. Curtin looks to the screen and goes, you were right, Kieran. And I go, thank you, as I cry. You are award-winning,
Thank you, Kagurabachi. The true award was the friendship sword along the way.
So what I thought was interesting about this chapter, though, is that he was hidden. This guy was hidden with a big hat and the big scarf thing. And usually when that happens, it's because it's like it's supposed to be a big reveal or someone we already know, which that was unlikely. But I thought a big reveal was happening. And then on this first page, it's just like him there saying, what?
Yeah. I got all excited because I was like, is the blood guy from Jujutsu Kaisen making a cameo?
Is Chozo here? Holy shit.
Chozo showed up here after the silly stuff happened.
Sakuna shot him.
He got reincarnated into a better series.
Whoa.
No, I'm joking.
Easy now.
For legal purposes,
Dan,
that's a joke.
Say that.
But I do think there is something of like a reveal here in that it's just like it starts off with revealing that he and his dad clearly had a lot of respect. Chihiro's dad had a lot of respect for each other.
Yes.
So that is important to know for the dynamics. You kind of know from the beginning that he's pretty much a good guy at this point. Then it's just like, okay,
yeah, on the side of Chihiro's dad, not on the side of the cops.
Yeah,
which is nice. And then we've got this guy with his Monster Energy bandana. And he was one of the members of the cops set to protect him, and then came and gave him the news of our friend whose name is Yoji Uruha. I don't know if we said his name yet.
Uruha.
And then he was informed a couple years after the fact, I think, that he died, and then was like, okay, well, we'll protect you, and then you'll end up at this little hot spring, and so every day I bathe in the same pools with the same people. You think they did anything? You think anything's going on?
You think they were ever tempted to do anything, but they were just worried?
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm on business.
You gotta constantly be focused on making sure that this hot spring is protected. Also, man, like, do you think the other sword owners are pissed that this guy got like the hot spring retirement jail?
Well, I don't know. Every like all the locations that they showed all seem to be really fancy. So I wonder if each of them has a.
Yeah, I guess I don't know what the others are in for, but
the cops only gave them out to the people they thought deserved the good ones. So he's one of the good ones. So he got the good one. But I'm assuming that we're gonna get some troublemakers with these other guys, and then they're going to be at like one of the shit places.
Yeah, some of them might be less trustworthy sword wielders.
Yeah, because he was very clearly like, oh shit, he died. That sucks. We'll protect you. And then here he's also like, was drinking alcohol.
Whoa.
Maybe. I don't know. Could be tea.
And he's poured it over.
Maybe his sword makes you drunk when he hits you with it.
Oh, okay.
Maybe he's drunk when he's using it.
Ooh, it's a drunken sword.
Drunk with power.
A drunken kung fu.
He also doesn't believe this whole thing about there being a 7th blade, and Rokuhira had a kid, and he's like, how can he be sure he's not really his son? He's like, I'm sure Mr. Rokuhira could never take care of a kid.
I know that guy. He couldn't be a father.
So he knew him very, very well then, because
yes,
he wasn't necessarily the greatest at taking care of Chihiro. Chihiro had to do most of the work.
I just like getting a little, I'm still feeling out that little, this arc, a bit of this arc will wrap up in 24 hours. Sir, we got the results back. It's not his kid. Maybe that'll happen.
Yeah, I wonder. They do. That is such like a common talking point in these past few chapters. It's got to be something interesting to do with that.
Chekhov's gun. They're setting it up.
Chekhov's paternity test.
Yeah.
And then we have the invaders happening. This is what we saw happening off screen last time. We get their perspective of, oh shit, they've got some weird weapon. So this is what I'm assuming to be, they're just referring to the explodey magic rocks.
Yeah.
And they haven't seen them before.
So. Yeah,
not another
little thing that...
Yeah, the stuff that gives off the same like energy signatures, the enchanted blades or whatever.
Yeah. Just the raw rocks that will like summon shit like the jellyfish and stuff.
Yeah. I'm assuming that's what it is. There is
suicide bombers.
There's maybe room for it to be something else, because I would imagine the cops know about this, but I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. Hard to say. It feels like if they have the magic rocks, they could probably be doing different types of things to try to draw its energy out without killing the host. So they could have used it as a fuel for another type of weapon or something.
Yeah, they got some experimental magic gun instead of a magic sword. This is the age of magic guns now, old man.
You brought a magic sword to a magic gun fight.
Then we get our friend on the run. They're heading for the train station where new bodyguards are going to pick them up. And they're like, what the hell? At least take warriors on the level of Azami or Hiyuki. I don't know who Azami is.
Azami is the guy who is
our friend?
Chihiro's friend in the police.
Our mole.
Yeah.
Mr. Shiba's friend, yeah.
Hiyuki's flame boner.
Yes, I know Flame. I know Flame Boner. I could never forget Flame Boner.
Is that what we're gonna call her from now on?
And then I loved this like little sketchy face of Hakuri here. It's just particularly disheveled. I'm just
like,
a fan.
Hey, what's up? Well, yeah, because like they're still kind of just hot out. Like the Rakuzichi or whatever like happened like a couple days ago. They're all still pretty banged up from that encounter.
Yeah.
And I also really like the like, how'd you know it was me? I was trying to hide. Just like, you're real conspicuous right now.
That's
pretty obvious.
I'm wearing this giant hat and all these robes and bandages and whatever the fuck. What do you mean?
It seems like there's like fairly modern technology, but it's like he's wearing very traditional old
got
school.
A fucking backpack. He's like, oh no, I'm hiding. I'm on the run. Bro, if you just wore a fucking band shirt and jeans, you'd probably look a little more.
You would have lost everybody.
The classic Marvel disguise of having a baseball cap and sunglasses would work just fine.
Well, that's what they wear when they go out, just any place in California, I imagine. Then they find they all meet up here, and then oh shit, they're getting tailed. 3 of them, no, 4 sorcerers. And then we get a fun little lore drop that I like Hakuri going like, "What sword is that?" It's like. A sword? Sword?
It's just a sword. You're not going to give me the magic sword. Are you crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah, so hear me out. Thousands of years ago, we made rocks into little pointy sticks. And then we have a fun little lore drop here that people only normally have one kind of spirit energy in their body, and Hakuri has wacky 2 powers over here. So whenever you make a contract with an enchanted blade, you lose your original sorcery, which is I'm wondering if that's going to come up later. Most people have like 1 slot for 1 type of power. It seems like Hakuri's the exception, and then that 1 slot is dedicated to the sword if you're one of the sword wielders. Yeah,
I feel like that's definitely setting up at some point that Chihiro's sword's gonna break.
Yeah, he's got
the contract's gonna break.
That's what I'm waiting for. He's got to have a sorcery power like after that break.
Ooh.
But yeah, it's like all these people that we're protecting like need to be surrounded by bodyguards because they basically have no powers anymore. They're just whatever they are as.
Without their swords, they are powerless civilians.
And then Hakuri going, "I'll protect you." Never mind. Like, okay,
Which
good.
I like that he doesn't even try to use his storehouse thing. It's just the force, the little shockwave attack.
Yeah,
that he's trying to do.
Is it okay? Yeah. So when he's using his storehouse, he gets the little half mask thing, and when it's just the iso, the push, that's when his eye goes black.
Yes,
like the shadow eye thing. Yeah.
I believe so, because the mask wasn't on him until he did the storehouse shit.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
And I like this too because I thought this was good because other shonen thingies, looking at you, Bleach, people just do things they lose like gallons of blood and are just fine. I appreciate like, no, our heroes are wounded. We can't just magically pretend that we have crazy powers all the time. I like that he had to fumble here.
Yeah, I mean, so far, like, every arc has been just like felt like back to back to back, and we've had a healer to try to like manage that a little bit, but even that's just not. It's only getting the job half done, so they're always going into a fight like wounded from the previous one.
Mm-hmm. I'm waiting for Mr. Shiba to teleport in with Char, like, here, quick.
Yeah.
It's going to do a little bit of battlefield triage and get the hell out of here.
If Mr. Shiba could just like pop in and out with Char, she's basically the Senzu bean of the of it's just like, as soon as we get a moment to rest, let's heal up real quick and move on.
And that will probably happen at some point.
Sure.
There'll be like a right out of frame, Char is healing Chihiro while someone's stalling for time or something.
Yeah. And then we have
but yeah, our I already blanked on his name. Was it
Yoji? I want to say Yuji. That's a different guy.
I wanted to say Yuji, but I knew that was wrong. Yeah, Yoji proves that he is not powerless, even without his sorcery. He's able to be just a good ass sword fighter.
Yeah,
and just zips in with a common blade and wipes out these sorcerers.
Great action
I
shots.
like this. I like this part of the manga where it's just like the part of the manga where the superpowers aren't that far ahead of just being really skilled at something, so you can still get into that. So this is kind of just like a reveal here, because it's like, oh, you didn't expect the superpowers to be the end all be all.
Yeah, like I'm still a really good swordsman outside of my magic powers.
I think this is also setting up maybe that his sword does something outside of just being like more offensive, like the 3 that we've seen.
Okay, because like
so he needs to be more offensive to
okay. So his sword's got a more like defensive or like assistive type of ability.
It's the alcohol friend sword.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I make everybody drunk so I can zoom in there and cut off their head real fast.
So it just doesn't have much like offensive power of its own. Perhaps this sword.
Yeah, it's a debuffer.
Okay. That could work.
Support sword.
And then we get we get the little insight that they're not using the weapons plural, so which makes me think it's not just the rocks, like it is something else.
I like the idea like of it being like they've made they have weaponized these rocks, like maybe it being a gun of some type or something, but like or like bombs or something.
Mm-hmm.
But like that's kind of my guess, is just like they'll have some sort of way to weaponize it. It might not be just we're just throwing these magic rocks and they blow up and we hope it works.
I hope it's
so far my understanding of the magic rocks is that they're like a fuel source. They draw out spirit energy for all this weapons. So stick it in whatever and see what happens.
It's a magic rock that when you break it forces you to eat dango with your friend.
Oh no.
Well, I thought the whole thing with the rocks is that they were like great and everything.
But they like killed the
they
wielder.
Potentially great,
using them to the point that they explode like a runaway battery.
Yeah, they were potentially great, but there was only his dad who ever figured out how to do anything with them, and he made the swords out of them.
To do anything with them without like side effects, I think.
Yeah, like my understanding is that the only really downside with the rocks as raw as they are is the fact that it drains all of it. There's no limiter on it. It's all your spirit energy's coming out of you. You're gonna die when you use it.
Yeah. So if they had some way to like limit it to where you're only getting part of
channel it.
Yeah, like channeling it or something into some type of blade of some kind.
Why, I blessed this hilt and then attached a sharp, pointy magic rock to the end of it, and people started calling them swords. And I was like, well, all right, sure.
Yeah.
And they go on the train and shit. There's people everywhere, and then I love seeing the little drippy drops and looks like
perfect
we're surrounded.
like action movie turnaround where it's just like looks like we're surrounded. No, they are.
Open the door. Oh, nobody's there anymore. Huh? Where'd he go?
Yeah, lots of Chihiro just getting to be the coolest dude in the room.
Again, just a great before and after to show just how quick everything was.
Mm-hmm.
It's always just done so well.
Yeah,
this
really
artist
good.
really knows how to do that.
Mm-hmm. And then mentions my father spoke of you, and then we get a flashback to Yoji's doubt, like, oh, there's no way it's his kid. To we promise not to let you die, and then sees the eyes, and then with the eyes,
Yeah.
oh, it's him. I can fight for your sake again, Mr. Rokuhira.
Oh, and I love that goofy expression he has.
Yeah. Well, he might be
he's a little weird. He's a bit of a weirdo.
He's been stuck in a hot spring for like, I don't know, 12 years or however the fuck long it's been.
Hey, man. It really is Chozo.
It really is Chozo. For sure.
So from this, can we maybe assume that Chihiro's dad also had red eyes?
Yes, I think that's the implication.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
But I just love seeing this goofy expression on his face because he seems like such like a normal, down to earth, like, oh, this
serious
is just
character.
Serious, yeah, like the kind of nondescript kind of serious where it just makes a character boring. So
yeah,
I'm glad he's breaking away from that with and of course, like I like that it ties the whole chapter together too.
Mm-hmm.
I like when a chapter comes full circle and it's just like set up an expectation and then the chapter does it at the very end of the chapter do the payoff.
Yeah,
It's just a good writing technique that I appreciate.
Yeah. I'm gonna call it that he's gonna be the type of character that's gonna be extremely like, oh, I'll do your bidding and everything. Why are you so friendly with my master?
Oh, he's okay. He's gonna be the subservient type. Okay, yeah, I could definitely see that. If he was such a big fan of Mr. Rokuhira, sorry, then it is very possible that he could do that.
I think that he is going to die. He has to die. It's called the Sword Bearer Assassination Arc.
He might not be the one that dies here, though, Kieran. We did see like 3 others' faces. We might get him and then jump over to the other guys.
I think we'll get that character arc for him for sure. And I think he will, in some valiant thing, be like, I'm paying Mr. Rokuhira back a favor and I will sacrifice myself to save your son.
I see it maybe being like a thing where anything that is different between Chihiro and his dad, he does not like. Like it'll be like a like he'll be like, but because he's Mr. Rokuhira's son, he'll definitely do things this way, and then Chihiro goes like, I'm gonna do it this way instead, and he'll be like, what's he doing? He's a fool. He's nothing like his father. This is but what have I done? Like I can see it going that direction.
I would definitely like that. I feel like I want there to be more conflict with like the memory of his dad, and so far we haven't delved too much into that yet.
Yeah.
So I do like that idea a lot.
Yeah, we got the foreshadowing of that with like, which I think is a theme of this too. We're themes guysing again. The
themes guys.
Themes guys.
The bit with Sojo like interpreting his dad's work differently than Chihiro did, and that being like a big, like that was kind of the conflict of that whole arc, and it was half resolved because I don't think Sojo has been proven wrong that swords are made to kill people. So I would like to see more of that too, because like we are constantly getting flashbacks from his dad. I'm sure that's going to keep coming up as we see more and more of that coming in with comparing Chihiro with his father and maybe learning more about how did these two meet? Do they have some backstory? Is there something along there that why didn't he know about Chihiro? Like maybe, oh no, I can't believe he kept this a secret from me. Did he not trust me? Like there's a bunch of fun angles you could do with it.
There's so much stuff you could do with that. I'm sure that's why he based the series around it, is because he probably had a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely looking forward to that.
But
at the beginning, real quick, sorry, just before we jump off of this, there was also with the flashback of his dad basically being like, this sword suits you. And so like that's making me wonder if are all of these swords made for their user? Like were they bespoke for the person they were eventually handed to versus I made these swords and we distributed them later. Like I'm curious, like what does it mean that this sword suits you, like with its power or whatever, with how he acts versus like just I think that's a setting up something there. Possibly.
Yeah.
It definitely makes sense. Like that kind of just reminds me of the fact that he was talking about the Shinichi and how it's just like Chihiro asked, is that more powerful than the other one? It's just like, not necessarily. It's just different. It needs to be handled differently. And it's just like, he's very aware of the temperament of the swords and most likely the people who wield them too. So it seems like he's very aware of that type of interaction.
I just think it's neat.
No, it is really cool. And I like the demonstration here that like we're starting off with this. Like, I think we will get some conflict, but the first person we're going with is already like completely on our side. He likes us.
Yeah.
So like While I would like to see conflict between these two, I'm sure that'll come up in some fashion. It would also be just as good to go, no, this guy's our friend and he loves you. That's why when he dies, it's going to suck.
That's why it's going to be real disappointing and why it's going to be a real shock when the next handful of swords bearers we wield all hate you and have very bad memories of your father or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's a bunch of ways this could go, and I think none of them I'm like, and that would be bad. I'm just curious what's going to happen next, because I don't know, Kagurabachi. You're the savior of Shonen Jump. I put all my chips on you, baby.
I was going to say, I trust it at this point. Like, it's one of those things where it's just like, I don't know where this is going, but wherever it is, I have a feeling I'm going to be okay with it.
Yeah. And if the series needs to continue for another 300 chapters, maybe all the sword bearers get assassinated, and then they have to find new sword bearers to fight some big enemies.
The sword bearer recruitment arc.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So after we go to a group and we find 13 other guys to replace the 13 guys that we're done with now.
And for some reason, Mr. Shiba can't teleport us there. He
can only teleport to places he's smelled before.
Well, no, Mr. Shiba's one of the new sword bearers, and he can't teleport anymore because he gave it up.
Because he had to give it up to get the sword.
And then that's why he goes, and that's why I have to die. Then he stabs himself with his own magic sword, and on the throes of death, he teleports Chihiro to the sun to kill him because he's bad now.
Sorry, bad Chihiro, but I have to do
this.
Anyways, keeps being a reedy. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm still looking forward to every new chapter. It's doing good.
This was the one that, like, as we're doing these weeklies, like, Jujutsu Kaisen is the top of my priority list because everybody's talking about it and it's ending and every other thing. And my Kagurabachi is my back burner one, but every time I get around to it, I'm like, oh yeah, fuck, new Kagurabachi chapter this week. Like, I'm not on the level of like, oh, I gotta read this next one and see what happens next, like I was with the end of the Rakuzaichi part. But every time I do, I'm still loving it, even if it's like slower moments. It is comparably not that slow. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm kind of craving the slow moments because it's so fast. So when I saw them play video games together, I was just like, oh yes.
Kind of want to just hang out with these characters a little.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we are going to get more character stuff, which is why I think it would be cool if we get this guy on the squad. We are protecting him for a while now. Like, there's so many ways you could go about resolving this whole arc thing. Like, maybe we do get some time for some more character shit and explore that connection with him and his dad.
I like what Blastotron has to say here in the chat. This is another angle that I would enjoy. Maybe this is where we find out that Chihiro really isn't that good at sword fighting, and he's just been leaning on the powers, and this guy's here to train him.
Ooh, okay, that could also be good.
Yeah, because so far, he hasn't fought too many, I guess he's fought...
he fought Sojo, who was, a sword
fire
guy.
Sword, yeah. Sure. The thing is, because they definitely said at the beginning, he wasn't very good at the supernatural element of his sword either, so... it seems like he must be decent with the sword at least, but...
Yeah.
It would be nice to... if this guy's already a sword master, he's like, oh, you're not keeping up with your sword as far as sword skills go. Now you can't bring out the power of it because of that or something.
Yeah, that could, again, tying it back to, stuff he could tie to his dad kind of thing of just being like, didn't your father ever teach you how to wield a sword? And, kind of become a whole other layer of, I'll teach you, how your dad taught me. So it'll be you get to know him more.
Yeah, I'm wondering if this guy could be a Piccolo type, where he's kind of had a friendship / rivalry with this father. And it's oh, I'm going to teach you what he didn't teach you. That could be fun.
All kinds of cool stuff. Just setting up pure potential right here.
Speaking of pure
potential.
potential.
The beginning of an arc. Pure potential?
The purest of potential.
The purest of potential. Because I'm going to, not to get immediately into the spoilers, but I have faith, my friends, and my faith has always been rewarded.
The merger will still happen.
No, fuck the merger. I only have one thing that I want to see from goddamn Jujutsu Kaisen, and it might fucking happen. All right. So, Jujutsu Kaisen, if you aren't caught up, this is your final warning. Evacuate.
Spoilers ahead.
Run away.
This is what? Chapter 4 of the remaining 5?
There's 3 chapters after this?
Yeah, so there's 3 more after this.
Yeah, this is the 4.
Yeah.
5, this is 4, and then we have 3, 2, 1, and then we're done.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
There's not one next week.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Counting backwards. Okay.
Yes, counting backwards. Of the 5 remaining, this is counting down. This is number 4.
This is the 4th last. Yes. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So, when we last left our heroes, we saw a decisive...
Yuji landed the final punch.
Yeah, it seemed like the fight was over.
Seemed pretty definitive. And then we have Sukuna here talking to Fushiguro inside his little soul thing. Trying to play to his depression a little more. Like, I ruined everything. Your sister's dead. Like, everything you tried to do.
All of your stated goals have basically failed.
Yeah. You can't, just give up. Let me stay here because you have no reason to live anymore. Just don't even worry about it. And then we get a decisive refusal.
This part kind of confuses me because I wasn't like, they're talking back and forth here, right?
Here is where Fushiguro is talking.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Fushiguro's talking through this whole page, as far as I can tell.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
You mentioned, one of your fingers is still out there, and if the way to become a cursed object is set, and Itadori pulls me out, you would die. Plus, residence isn't always good for you. If 19 fingers disappear, the last one probably can't carry your soul. But I'm relieved to see that even you fear death, and I never intended to live a normal life. The world is full of people besides myself. Once more, I think I'll live for others. And then his little face and his little eyes all fading out.
Fades away.
As he gets blasted out of the barrier, looking like Fushiguro and not like Sukuna. Good spread here with the crazy, curse body that I don't think we've ever seen of a
this
Sukuna
is just
looking
him
monstrous.
without a host is just kind of blobby, amorphous body parts.
Yeah, bunch of eyes and mouths and fingies and shit, all trying to claw their way back in.
Mm-hmm.
But then he starts coalescing into this little puddle as he makes his little splat and falls down. And then this little face is so good. This is some Aqua Teen level
it's very Migi.
Yes, it's very Migi.
Throughout these past few pages, I got a big vibe of. I know it's the normie pick, so I'm sorry to bring it up, but the Full Metal Alchemist is definitely all the eyes and mouths in the game.
I got a very big end of Full Metal Alchemist vibe from this chapter in particular.
Especially the big bad just turning into a puddle that's just
being a little desperate little
being
guy.
Pathetic.
And then I like Yuji giving the also final thing here of, hey, so what's it gonna be, Sukuna? And then we get the flashback to, hey, if you come back to me, I will spare you. And then the same thing that he said to Mahito when he killed him, or almost killed him, saying that you are me, which I like calling back to that too. Born with the burden of a curse, and the monster you became was up to luck. But I had my grandfather, and he's like, let's do it again. Not to curse someone, but to live with someone. We could be besties. I'm willing to live with you, even if nobody else will. And then we get the, don't you dare insult me, for I am a curse. And that's seemingly the last thing Sukuna says.
This was also a thing that threw me off, because I thought this was him launching a last-ditch counterattack thing. But I'm pretty sure this is him, disintegrating.
That's him falling apart. I think that's what it is.
Oh, yeah, I think that's what the black is him killing himself.
Well, he is in this
I thought we were out on
little form, this little small little rock, and then we just see Yuji looking like this, and then we cut. And if we know anything about Jujutsu Kaisen, every time they cut, that means something else happened off screen.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Just based on how things have been going, we've been saying how it's the connection with their opponents and understanding them and showing them love and all this stuff. And Sukuna rejected that when Yuji first, did his domain expansion, and it seems like he's rejecting it again, and that's leading to his death. That's what I'm seeing from this.
I think Yuji's is sad over that.
And then he eats the rock, and Sukuna's living with him, and I'll be proved right in the final chapter.
I'm not letting you have an out.
I refuse your refusal. You're forced to be my friend until I die.
Surrender denied.
Fuck the whole thing over my domain.
Because we still haven't seen his domain. I said I was dying with friends, motherfucker, and you're gonna be stuck with me when I'm dead because you're inside my body. Anyways, we get the fight everybody was waiting for.
We finally cut back to the fight.
Finally,
the real fight.
Finally, it was his name Hikari
versus
and
Arame.
Snow Lady. Yeah.
And then I like the what now? Nothing. It's over.
It's done.
They ran out of pages. We just have to stop fighting now.
Yeah. And I like his little.
I do like that resolution of like, you just lucked out. Your side won. Like whatever. Being lucky to me is awesome.
Exactly. Luck is a skill. GG skill issue. That fades away, and then kablamo. Here we are. At I don't know where is this the Kyoto school? I don't know where this is.
I'm not sure.
I think this is just one of the schools. This is the same yard that we see, like...
I didn't know if this was like the Zenine compound or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering for a sec.
Oh, it might be that too. I don't know.
It kind of just looks like where they were Gojo and then we're hanging out after the end of that where they're teenagers, that arc.
Yeah.
Where he's like, I can do this with my 6 eyes now, and they're just hanging out in the yard of the school.
Okay, yeah. Regardless,
I don't know exactly where it is.
Here, I love this.
Yeah, I really liked him seeing them in the middle of the setup
setting
of
up
this
the little
prank.
box. I'm like, oh, that's really good. And
then kind of the later reveal of like, well, I already knew. I saw everything Sukuna was doing.
Yeah, I kind of saw everything that's happened. Yeah, and then I like her still being herself. The hottest girl in class you thought was dead is alive. You should piss yourself in surprise or weep for joy. Good. All right. I know, John, we've had some misgivings, but I like that translation.
Real quick. I love that. I love that. So, like, Yuji was in the dark about her being alive. He actually thought she was dead, is what is being said here.
Yeah. He did.
Okay, thank you.
So, yes, yeah.
That's all. Bye.
Because we had debated that a bit when he was always talking about her like she was still alive. So it was like, so did he know all along? This is kind of like the confirmation.
I think he just never knew. He didn't settle on anything, because if he settled on her being dead,
no,
then...
you already are.
No, he knew because he believed.
When you said yes.
He believed.
Editor,
he
can you
knew
base
in the
boom when they
important
said
way.
yes?
Yeah, believe. He believed and said yes. All right.
Yes.
I did cry a bit when you did Resonance.
Yeah, I also like that. Like, our class is only these 3 people.
Yeah.
I thought that meant that when they said so it's just us, I thought that they were going,
everyone else is dead.
Everyone else died in that.
Of their Jujutsu Kaisen, they were the only student.
And Nobara's the hottest one, so that's
It is a factual statement still.
Agreed. Even with the eye patch.
And then Gojo left these little letters to both of them. And Yuji doesn't have one because he already talked to him.
There's definitely gonna be a flashback to that part, right?
We're gonna see what that is.
That's got to be what the last chapter's gonna be, right?
And I'm sitting here rubbing my hands. I'm sitting here. I got everything ready.
Yeah, Gojo's telling Yuji, "Hey, there's gonna be an airport that I'm gonna be chilling at. You should meet me there."
He's gonna be like, yeah.
Look, Yuji, I need you to know about 2 Jutsu Kaisen. It's coming soon.
The next generation.
And then we get the reveal that Gojo's letter just had info on Nobara's mom and what she's doing. It's like, did you want to know that? It's like, nope. I didn't really care.
Yeah, I honestly, I kind of forget her backstory and don't remember how relevant that is to her.
She had that whole thing about moving out to the countryside and like nobody liking her.
Okay.
But that was more like tied to her and a friend.
Yeah, and her friend who, the old lady who was the lesbian or whatever, and then they became friends. And her
mom wasn't really involved in all that. So
not really.
Because that's what confused me. Was like I honestly didn't remember a lot of her backstory, but I didn't remember her mom being a big part of it.
Not really. I don't think she was ever.
I guess that's why she's like, I don't really care. Why did he bother writing this?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Did he make you special grade? Like, is that what you're excited
yeah, like, what's
about?
in your note, tough guy?
Yeah. And then it's a lot like Kugisaki's. I'm still like in the 11th hour. We're still getting the funny faces. I just always like seeing seeing the good things. And then this is a good, genuine.
Yeah, that's a real nice, happy. Is that like the first time we've really seen him smile? Fushiguro was never the big smiler.
He's smiled slightly
one other time.
Yeah.
He's not the smiling type, but
he was able to smile at the end of it all.
But he was able to smile at the end and a note with him basically going, "I murdered your dad."
Yeah.
Hope you're cool with it.
And then we got to go see Maki and the others. So hey, Maki's fine. If you were worried, Maki's okay. And then everybody's like, oh, everyone's gonna want to get together to see you. and I guess I should apologize and say thanks. It's like, oh no, like it's the whatever. It's about Okotsu. I'm like, oh, yeah. Last we saw, he was in Gojo's body and collapsed, and then everybody, Panda's okay, Maki's okay, everybody's fine.
Everyone seems to be doing pretty good.
Gang's all here,
and then we
except for Yuta.
Yeah, except for Yuta. Save, and then okay. So this is, I think, Grant, you mentioned your thing with this. Okay, tell me your theory.
I think that well, actually, Grant, you have like a clerical thing.
Yeah. So when I read like this last page and then save him from them, like I was like, I didn't know if this meant like our squad of friends have turned on us. Like I didn't understand if that's what this was, what they were saying here. And I also didn't know who was saying Yuta, you jerk. Like I wasn't sure.
We don't. Nobody knows who's saying.
Okay. So yeah, you can see. Oh yeah, go ahead, Tyler.
I think that they're just going in there they're all going in there to chew him out. He's fine, but they're all just gonna go beat his ass for doing such a dangerous gamble,
a risky thing.
Yeah.
It does seem to be that kind of vibe.
Because they don't see they actually seem more upset, like the top two panels, and everyone else. It seems like
Yeah. So you can see that Yuta you jerk is coming from down the hall, presumably where Yuta is. So someone's yelling at him, clearly. Yeah. And then with the sweat bubbles and the like save them from them. So it's like clearly he's like, okay, someone's really mad at him, gonna beat him up or something. And so they're like, save him. What do we mean by that? To save him from a beating he's gonna get from his friends? We don't know. But it does seem like it's that kind of vibe.
Do you know who would be the most upset about what Yuta did?
Rika?
No.
Gojo?
Yes!
See, I knew what you were thinking, but
if Gojo's there at the end, I don't know. Whatever. Nobara already came
back. Let
me
live, because I need this. I think that it would. Okay, I'm not gonna say it's like fine literature if Gojo's alive, but I would be happy.
Okay, but because they had to put his brain on the counter because they had to put Yuta's brain in there.
No, yeah. What if that's what it is? Yuta's just a brain now. Like he did the body swap
he did the
technique,
thing, and now
it's
he's
left
like
him
all
as nothing
up.
but a brain.
Yeah.
Okay, or
we couldn't put you back in your body, but we could put you in Kenjaku's.
Yeah, because I think what's gonna happen genuinely is Gojo is in Yuta's body.
Yeah.
And is alive. And then they will have and he's gonna be pissed. He's like, why did you do this? You fucked up my perfect head. Now I have these stupid scars.
I can
So you think they need to save Yuta from Gojo, who's in Yuta's body?
Yes. That is what I think
Honestly,
is happening.
That would be kind of funny.
Yeah, that's what I think it is. I think he's gonna be pissed off. He's like, why the fuck did you do this? Like, I didn't agree to this. You guys playing this behind my back. And then, you fucked up everything. I was totally fine with that. And I think you could totally get away with him being brain dead, because people can be brain dead for plenty of time and still be resuscitated. I think with everything the series has done, there's no reason he can't come back to life.
He gets just enough brain damage from oxygen deprivation
to go to the Lost Airport.
That he goes down to 110 IQ with no special powers, and he just has to live a good life.
It would still be Gojo for him to be mad about it all, but he did agree to the situation.
Yeah, so maybe it's not all that, but he could just be mad about something inconsequential. But I think that is the scenario.
I can see that where it's just okay, well, he sustained so much damage that he couldn't heal his brain or whatever, but in another body where he could just not concentrate on just healing his brain and not his other wounds or whatever.
Yeah.
I can see it. I don't know if I'd be happy with Gojo coming back though.
Here's the thing.
Look, Kieran, I want to see you happy, but I don't
know. I'm with Kieran, but only halfway. I think Gojo's gonna be alive, but he didn't put Gojo in his own body because let's just
he put Gojo in Kenjaku's
well, no, because he had to operate his body to go into Gojo's body, so he had to put Gojo somewhere else that was neither his body nor Gojo's body. So he put him in something stupid, like a nearby animal or something. And so now we've got like Gojo in like a little rabbit body, just being like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I'm just a little rabbit now.
Or just,
like,
just something dumb, panda-esque maybe, call back to that shit.
Yeah. I was just thinking, do you think now that like the Jujutsu Society is no longer really that secretive with it being announced after everything?
After all of Japan went under
yeah, practically
cursed spirit war. Yeah.
Now there's 100,000 dead U.S. soldiers that vanished in the middle of Tokyo or wherever.
I wonder if the like we're gonna see more of like the I don't know what that little town was called, but the like doll people like Panda more in society.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Little panda puppet Gojo.
I'm just gonna
I can definitely see that. Like the way it's being set up like a joke, but there should also be a reveal with it if it's one of the last chapters and it's a chapter.
And that's what I mean. I don't think
honestly, I'd be more happy to see Gojo in a fucking doll.
And that's what I mean though. I think it's gonna be something like that.
That would be fun.
And like I think people would be fine with that. Because like, all my chips are cashed in on there's plenty of world building nonsense to do this, and anchoring on Gege's quote of, I think I can make an ending that'll satisfy people, knowing that Gojo has 120,000 votes and Yuji has 15. You don't say that and go, also Gojo died to a random thing that I don't know. I
like Gojo because he died.
Well, that's because you're wrong and mean.
It's the coolest he's ever been.
But no, I think if it's something like that where it's something stupid and he's put in a body that's like not like, I don't know, not capable of being the same kind of Gojo, then I think it would work.
Especially if he's trying to flaunt his bigger than life personality and everyone just beating the shit out of him.
Yeah,
he's a little doll.
And that way, when we get to Jujutsu Kaisen, he'll be the mascot for it. It'll work very well.
I just think that for him, it would be more impactful for the ending. Because that's what the last chapter has to be, right? It has to be Yuji dying. That is chapter 1, is have a death surrounded by friends. So it makes the most sense for the most number of friends that we have in the series to be there when he dies.
I think it will be learning that it's more important to have a life surrounded by friends.
Ooh, okay. That could be fun.
I think that's what
around you
Fuchigoro learned.
I mean, it's a lesson they all kind of learn.
And then we all combine ourselves into a puppet because you need 3 people to be in a puppet to make a panda.
Yeah, what happened? What happened with Tengen or whatever? Like that. I feel like that kind of the merger thing just kind of got brushed aside.
We got 3 more chapters. It could still happen.
Tengen's deal,
Tengen's
we defeated
to bring
Kojaku
Gojo
or
back.
whatever, but still a whole thing that he had been kidnapped and stuff.
Well, Tengen is Gojo.
Tengen went on to make its own manga. Tengen Toppa Gurren
Tengen Toppa.
Okay.
I'm out here trying to get
some
Tengen
Tengen was because like Kenjaku got his vessel, right? Like his actual like shrunken up, shriveled up body.
Yeah.
What I don't know what the deal with that was.
Yeah, and then it like just rocketed off to ?
Yeah.
Towards maybe Shinjuku.
So he's going to use that to do the merger. Everyone dies. The end.
Everyone
back
dies.
to Gojo, where it would infuse him with his own spirit energy and bring him back to life, and let there be Yuta running around in his body, but Gojo's a ghost now because he got to come back from the check-in station of Earth because of divine intervention.
Gojo's actually alive in the body of a panda because we're gonna get a fourth wall break thing where Takaba's turning the page and going, I think that would be funny. So because I think that's funny, that's what happened.
And that's how it went, because my power extends so much further than you think. I can affect this whole funny world. I truly was the strongest one all along.
The end.
The end. I thought it would be best if my fight was the best part.
Well, you see, Gege, we thought in the interview he said he could come up with an ending that would satisfy everyone, but what he actually meant was it would be an ending that would satisfy no one, and it would make 100% of people
yeah,
upset.
The kanji for everyone could also be read as that mangaka character's name.
So yeah, that's how it'll all wrap up. But okay, yeah. So I wasn't sure if this last page I was supposed to take seriously. I guess the sweat drops make it immediately more obvious now that I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
That it's like, oh, this is like there's maybe a goof.
Yeah, it is a goof, but maybe serious.
But I was like, wait, is everybody upset that Fushigoro's alive? Is this going to be another like you people are too dangerous to be left alive, and we're all going to have to agree that we're killing you?
Yeah.
But probably.
I mean, I will say that my initial takeaway was like, is he like dying and they're trying to save him on the operating table and yelling at him? So I was like, I don't know.
It's going to take a little bit of everybody's jujutsu spirit curse energy to bring Yuta back, but we got to all be in the same room and hold hands.
When 5 jujutsu sorcerers pure of heart hold hands.
Makes a jujutsu god.
Yeah. The god of sorcery appears, and we all know that's Gojo.
Yes!
It was a legend on their jujutsu planet.
Rika goes, Yuta, I've been pregnant this whole time.
Baby Yuta, what have you done?
And then it's because you were in Gojo's body, you technically are the heir of the 6 eyes now, so now our baby.
Wow. That's truly the happy ending.
Yeah, there you go.
That ending truly did satisfy everyone.
Okay.
So yeah, that good jujutsu
Still
chapter.
Exciting stuff though, yeah. Like definitely like a more of a setup chapter, but I did really like seeing Fushiguro being okay. I'm glad he made it out of this whole ordeal and seems to be not just physically okay, but he isn't dwelling on the man, I was possessed by an evil monster who committed so many crimes with my body. He seems pretty chill about the whole thing. That makes me happy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
pretty cool.
It's still doing everything I wanted to see from it. I did not think the fight would get wrapped up that quickly. Genuinely, I thought the fight was gonna have a little more falling action here. So I'm like, you have 3 more chapters. What is it? What's the other thing? You got to have another twist going on because you're planning it, and I'm just curious what it is, and I want to know.
Do you think we're gonna get a time skip?
Yeah, to when Yuji is 98 and on a deathbed.
Yeah.
Just reminiscing about all
that
the friends
definitely could happen. I definitely think that's a very good way to end it if that's what he wants to do.
Yeah, I am excited, and I think Tyler, did you say that it's on a delay or like there's a delay next week or something?
Yeah, there's a break next week.
The next chapter comes out on the 15th.
At least according to Manga Plus, which is an official source, but you never know what.
Yeah, I haven't seen anybody tweet about it being on break.
Okay.
Breaks are always hard for me to figure out. I never know where to look for like a definitive answer. So
like that's
but assuming there's going to be a break next week.
That app is not also great because apparently they fucked up and said that there was going to be a Chainsaw Man chapter this last week and there wasn't.
Oh.
Yeah. It's hard to say.
Chainsaw Man hope.
Reedy.
Cool.
I love it.
Reedy. I give it a Reedy. I like it.
It gives a Reedy from me just for the happy faces we got to see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's cute. And with that, that's the week. There's nothing else that came out in Shonen Jump. And if you're reading it, then we're not.
It isn't
probably
real.
Not worth
Shonen
reading.
Jump was 2 chapters big this week.
It's amazing that they shipped it. Only had 2. Rest
What
of it
happens
was just...
when there isn't a new One Piece?
We'll catch up on more at some point. But for now, that was our weekly review.
Bye.
And
just got readied.
And this is Ben coming in from the editing minds. I just wanted to make sure that you all knew that we are actually going to start reading Dandadan. And we have already read up to chapter 27. Or at least I have. I really enjoyed it. But that's spoilers. Don't tell anyone. We are going to be reading that and talking about it for next week, hopefully. We took the week off this week from a live discussion. So take your time to read it. And if you can get up to chapter 27, we can all discuss it together live on Monday. I think we changed that from Sunday as well. This is all kind of being shuffled around my own schedule, so I appreciate the patience for the inconvenience. Mm-hmm. All right, goodbye.
But tthanks, everybody.
Good times. Zone.